Hey guys, this is Brian. Just wanted to give a quick recap of my experience with NCLEX ED or NCLEX. So it started off about 3 weeks after I was unsuccessful at passing the NCLEX. That would be June 8th. And rolled into the 3-day class with Verna and Odette. They provided just an incredible amount of knowledge and information in 3 days, and including some really good test taking skills, some lab value, I guess you say mnemonics, like 5-10 rule and the 5-15 rule, little things like that. Let's say those are little things. So then we moved on to last day, and I reached out to Verna. I said, Verna, would you mind being my mentor? And she gladly accepted that offer. So moving forward, we met about 2 weeks later, face to face, kind of set the expectations of what I was looking for, but mainly because she needed to know what her expectations were needed to be voiced too. She wasn't going to take me on if I wasn't going to be, putting in the work. So we set up the curriculum and we move forward through the body systems fairly quickly. And the reason why we did that was because content is there. You've already passed nursing school. The content is there. So what we needed to learn, my case was that I needed to learn a question breakdown. So although we went through the body systems quickly, a lot of my time was then spent learning the questions. Learning the questions in the fact of like assessment or first action or prioritization. Little things like those that you look at and you don't think of how to break down the question and then look at your answers. Little things like if you can only take one action and that action has to keep your patient alive until the next time you go into the assessment. So there's little things like that you think, oh yeah, that's easy, but you don't think about that when you're taking a test. You're looking only for content to prove the question right. It's valid. So we move forward through that, and we spent a good probably 4 to 5 weeks on question breakdown. So I moved forward pretty quickly through those, and we really started going back through the questions in the beginning of the program. So in the last 3 weeks of the program, she was making me back up all of my test scores with a separate test. So it's not a fluke that I'm scoring I'm getting these grades. This is not a fluke. I'm actually backing it up on a separate platform to show her that, okay, I'm getting the information. I'm getting the question breakdown. So I initially had set the date for the 19th, but because of the pace and the curriculum that me and Verna had set up, because I told her that I wanted to be aggressive, I was able to knock that down 9 days and move my test date up with Verna's approval to the 10th of October. So guidance through the whole thing was there. We met every Tuesday for an hour to an hour and a half via phone or email or conference calls, and really honed in on my skills from day one of the program. There was no excuses. If you didn't pass the exam, you weren't moving forward, and you just keep going. She takes her job and the mentorship program very seriously. So I do recommend that if you're going to be reaching out to her, that you are prepared and you give her realistic goals and realistic tools to work with, which is, let's not waste anyone's time. So I was ecstatic because that would be a Wednesdays when I took the NCLEX. So the Monday, I'm on the phone with Verna, and Verna's like, I think you're ready. And I was like, so does that mean I get the green light? And she's like, yeah, I think you got the green light. So I quickly had got my test date, moved forward. I found an opening in Orlando here, and I've got to move forward, thankfully. Um, Up until that time, me and Verna spoke. In between speaking to my wife, me and Verna spoke up until I literally went into the testing facility. And I shut down at 76 questions. Um, I was scared. I was like, oh, hold on here. What's going on? But then I remembered that you can shut down 75 questions and be okay. And it kind of gave me that relief. Like, no, I did the work. I was given the proper tools to be able to pass. And that came very soothing to the soul. So I got up and I left. I didn't do the Pearson VUE trick. I didn't look at quick results. I waited until the quick results were available and the email was sent to me. Verna taught me ways to stay calm throughout this test. She taught me about time management. She taught me about question breakdown to the point where when I left the building, there was no anxiety like there was the first time. There was no frustration. I came home, I celebrated with my wife. I was like, I shut down at 76 questions. I know that I passed. I'm confidently telling you that I passed this exam. And it was just an amazing feeling to know. And yes, NCLEX will tell you that, you put in the work, but their curriculum of question breakdown is far advanced. And I've taken other curriculums. I'm not going to mention any other curriculum, but I've taken other curriculums, and the question breakdown was not as avid, was not as precise, was not as intentional as NCLEX or NCLEX ED was. So if you're thinking about coming on and you're having trouble with question breakdown, or you just can't get the knowledge or the content down, I highly recommend you reaching out to one of the faculty at NCLEX or NCLEX ED, and just letting them know. Have a conversation with them. Take the free assessment and have a conversation with them, and let them build something that will be fruitful in you passing the NCLEX. Thank you for your time, and I appreciate you listening to me.